Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions, Integrated Campus, Hyderabad. Structural Engineering 1. Reinforced Cement Concrete. It is also known as RCC. I am Dr. A. Mahesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. In last videos, I explained about the working stress methods, important points, load factors, safety factors, partial factor, how they consider, what is the concept behind the working stress method. However, there are some drawbacks in the working stress method. Here, stress strain curve for concrete assumed as a linear, which is not true. Why repeatedly I am explaining? These are very important points. Definitely you will questions everywhere in our day-to-day life, that is in your future also, whenever you go for interviews and or going for attempt competitive examinations, GATE, NPTEL, or any even. So these are concepts very important. Here in working stress method, stress strain curve for concrete assumed as a linear, which is not true. It assumes as concrete elastic also is not true. The factor of safety used for stresses which is not included for load. So we do not know the failure of load. It uses for the safety for stresses only, which does not give true margin of safety because of we do not know the failure load. It does not use any factor of safety with respect to loads. It is used for stresses. That is factor of safety. Remember the word factor of safety. In working stress method, the word is factor of safety here. Okay, the word is factor of safety, because in another methods you will see partial safety factor. So difference you should understand. So what is difference between working stress method and limit state method? This is one question you are going to get in your external examination. That is for 10 marks. So you have to write. First one is in working stress method, it obeys Uxula and it assumes linear. Stress strain curve is linear and it obeys Uxula, and partial safety factor used for concrete 3 and for steel 1.18. But these factor of safety are considered for only stresses, for not loads. It does not use any factor of safety with respect to loads. It means there is no provision uncertainty associated with the loads. The main drawbacks of working stress method is, as we discussed, it is assumed a concrete is elastic, which is not true. Okay. Here, ultimate method or load factor method. In this method, ultimate load. What is ultimate? Maximum. Maximum or collapsible load is used as a design load. Here, what is the maximum load that will be taken? That is ultimate load in design. And multiplying working load with load factor. See, there are different of words here. Very carefully you have to observe here. In previous factor of safety we observed, here to get ultimate load we used one word, load factor. What is load factor? It's multiplying factor to working load. What is working load? Working load is obtained by multiplying working load with the load factor. The load factor gives extra margin of safety in terms of load. This method uses the real stress strain curve and takes into account the plastic behavior of materials, and the failure criteria is assumed as ultimate strain. See, in ultimate method, or it also known as collapse method, finally it will collapse. There is no indication. So in ultimate method, ultimate load is obtained by multiplying working load, as I explained here, with load factor, right? This load factor gives exact margin of safety in terms of load. This load factor gives extra margin, exact margin of safety in terms of load, right? This method uses real stress strain curves and takes into account plastic behavior of materials, and the failure criteria is assumed as ultimate strain. What is this meaning? This method uses real stress strain curve. Here, real stress strain curve, and takes into account of plastic behavior of materials. Okay, and the failure criteria is assumed in this method ultimate strain. See, what is the difference between previous one, this one? This is ultimate strain. Previous, in working stress method, what is that failure criteria? Stress. See, that's why these are very important. In fact, it should be continuous class as per this videos, small videos, but you have to check previous video also. See, that's why I repeated. See, in working stress method, what is the failure? Is stress. In ultimate method, what is the failure criteria? Ultimate strain. There we have used factor of safety here, load factor for working loads. There used partial safety factor for stresses to find allowable stresses. Okay, this method gives very economical section. These methods gives you very economical stress sections, whereas your in working stress method uneconomical section because heavy structures. But what is the problem in this one? It leads excessive deformation and cracking, because as we have taken ultimate load, maximum load will provide steel as per the load factor, but it's even though it is economical, it leads to excessive deformations and cracking, which is not considered serviceability of the structure. Okay, and this is the ultimate load method or load factor method. You should know, even though it is not syllabus, you should know what is working stress method. That is in syllabus. In ultimate method, that is designed after the working stress method and ultimate method. Right. Next slide. It does not account shrinkage and creep while which are time dependent and plastic in nature. In ultimate stress method, it does not count for shrinkage and creep, which are very important factors in the failures of structures. So it will not take into account in design of ultimate structural element by ultimate stress method or collapse load method. Okay, these are generally shrinkage and creep are depend upon time. What is shrinkage and creep? You know, this is properties of materials. This method gives uneconomical sections. See, in ultimate stress method, if you observe this one is, say here, this is the diagram for ultimate stress. See, this is strain. Here, load will be considered like this, not a straight line from neutral axis. This is a figure you must remember, right? And that what you have seen is previously working stress. This is ultimate stress method. This method is failed due to satisfy serviceability durability requirement. This method is failed to satisfy the serviceability and durability requirements. If the sections are designed based on ultimate strength design, there is a danger that although load factor is taken more, even though advocate load factor is considered, the section may be failed. There is a danger in ultimate stress. The cracking and deflections at the service loads may be excessive. The cracking and deflections at the service loads may be excessive, even though we consider load factor. To overcome these drawbacks, the limit state method has been developed to take care of both strength and serviceability requirement. So that is limit state. How limit state started by taking care of both strength and serviceability requirement. So you must remember these points, important points. And I will explain limit state method in next class, next videos. Thank you.